By 3 grid formats, that means she'll be heading row 3. On pole position then, Jo Thompson, a rider that was regularly featuring in the top 5 last year, has decided to stick it out for another year, and I think that is a wise move. Second on the grid, Rory Skinner, young Scottish rider. He turned up at Donington last year and he's first ever race with us, and absolutely, well, what a rider he is. You'll see that in a moment or two. Really quick. Jordan Boyle, another one of those riders that was a Nitro newcomer last year and was undecided as to whether he was going to go on to a 450 this year or stick around on the 125s. Well, he's decided, I want to win the Superteen Championship, and I can't blame him. Good going as well. A few new names, we'll go through those as we go through the race, but the lights are out here for the first time. 2014 season is go here at Brands Hatch, and it looked like a rocket start from Jo Thompson, number 74, who was so strong at Anglesey last year. Rory Skinner there in second place. Well, you'll just have to keep an eye on him all season. I think he's one of those riders that has to come into this season, despite the fact that he's relatively new to the sport, as one of the favourites, and he goes and tries to move up into first place straight away. These Aprilia 125 production motorcycles, well, they're still going very strong. Need I remind you that the Aprilia Superteen Championship and the Superteen Championship on the whole is famous for creating superstars such as Casey Stoner, Cal Crutchlow, Bradley Smith, Chaz Davies, the Lowe's twins, Tommy Hill, etc. And more recently than that, Zach Cordery last year, the champion. This is on board with Georgina Polden, who we spoke to from 7th on the grid. Flying past Cameron Tenting-Jenkins there, number 73, looks to have a problem from the line. You've really got to time it right to get your start nailed, and that was a good start from Georgina. She managed to go through into 3rd place from the start, but it is Thompson and Skinner that lead the way at the moment. Skinner, number 11, has just gone up ahead of 74 Jo Thompson though. Lots of orange bibs you'll see in this. They are riders that are complete novices to the sport, and there's a couple of different lines there to show you through Druids from Jo Thompson, number 74, and Skinner, number 11. Jo Thompson perhaps has a bit more racecraft in his Superteens, but Skinner, despite being quite new to this, has got race history. He's been racing since he was pretty much born. He's been put on 2 wheels. He is very quick. Jordan Boyle last year did very well in the Nitro newcomers. He's currently in 3rd place and he's just ahead of Georgina Polden. They are numbers 37 and 27. The top 4 from last year have all moved on. Zach Corderoy, the champion, into the 450 class. You'll see that later. Brad Peary. Look at the elbows there from Jo Thompson on the start-finish straight. Out the way, son. And so he's getting his elbows out straight away. He's grown quite a bit, but there's no need for bullying. There was a bit of fun on the start-finish line there from Jo Thompson. Yeah, Zach Corderoy, Brad Peary, Ross Simpson and Charlie Nesbitt all moved on. So there's a chance for some new winners here this weekend at Brands Hatch and throughout the season. Some new names out there as well for us. Shane Faber, TJ Toms. What a racing name that is, TJ Toms. Keep an eye out for him all season. Miles Wesley, we saw a bit of him last year. Jack Reed, Chris Gray, Matthew Brown, George Anderson, Edgar Machado and Joshua Crew. Oliver O'Flaherty, another one that's new to the series for this year. Riders aged 12 to 18 can compete on these 125s. And here we are on board with Georgina Polden, currently in 4th place as they go down the start-finish straight. She's just trying to get in the slipstream there of Jordan Boyle out front. She's just about doing enough of a job. She's late on the brakes, nicely done into Paddock Hill Bend, dropping away. You can hear that she hardly shut off the throttle on these little 125 Aprilias that have been doing about a ton down the start-finish straight. And for the first time, she decides to shut off the throttle. I'm not surprised. That's Druids downhill into Graham Hill Bend. Some lovely on-board footage here for the Aprilias in the new 2014 season. It's the 7th season for Thundersport GB. And so it's amazing. Where the heck has the time gone? We see a stationary yellow flag over there at 30, so we've lost a rider. I think it's Oliver Flaherty who's not come around on the time screens. The leads still being fought out between number 11 Rory Skinner and number 74 Jo Thompson. Thompson it is that has the advantage. In 3rd place, Jordan Boyle. 4th for Georgina Polden. Further back, Daniel Drayton, who was so consistent last year, is going to certainly feature throughout the season. Tristan Finocchiaro, number 58, sporting the number 58 in memory of his hero, Marco Simoncelli, and these two getting up close and personal into Druids there. Joe Thompson does like that wide line, and then they switch back again, so they're really having a good time out front at the moment. Further back, there is number 93, Thomas Burnett, on the true racing Aprilia, rider who comes all the way from Ramsey in the Isle of Man. Number 63 as well, that's George Anderson from Evesham. So all these riders testing their skills out, but it's his first ever race, he's just being lapped there. Further back we see 73 and 7. 73 is Cameron Tenzing Jenkins. Number 7 is TJ Toms, a new rider for this year, as we see another, look at that, Rory Skinner around the outside down into turn 1. And battles all the way down the field. Daniel Drayton 38, 58 Tristan Finocchiaro, as we mentioned. But Thompson and Skinner are inseparable at the moment. They're chopping positions at every single corner. Further back there is Daniel Drayton with the blue and yellow wheels, and Cameron Tenzing Jenkins and TJ Toms. TJ Toms, who was born in 2001. Now, doesn't that make you feel old? From Bridgewater. It's his 4th year in racing. He's done quite a bit of mini motos, finishing in the top 3s of championships. So he's used to racing at the front end. Look at these two though. Thompson pulls out of the slipstream, but Skinner just that bit quicker down into Paddock Hill Bend. And for now, he keeps hold of the advantage as they come up the hill towards Druids and ready to put a lap on Matthew Brown, who's new to the championship and Nitro newcomer. Leading the newcomers at the moment is Shane Faber, number 24. He's in 7th place at the moment. We're used to seeing freight trains of Aprilia Superteens, but there are 1 or 2 riders that just look to be, at this first round anyway, a class above the rest, and I think that Rory Skinner and Joe Thompson can easily be put into that category. They've stretched out 6 or 7 seconds now over Jordan Boyle and Georgina Polden. Still a really good result that from Georgina though. We spoke to her at the top of the show, her and Grace, girl power, and it won't be long I'm sure before we see her. There she is, number 27, on the podium and fighting for the wins. The last lap flag is out. Rory Skinner here. He said at the end of last season, as long as he can get some sponsorship, his aim is to come into this championship and win it. That is it, end of story. And so far, he's looking true to his word. They've got some sponsorship, and the RS Racing Aprilia, the young rider from Perth, is looking to get himself a victory. He's just threading his way through a bit of traffic at the moment. That's Chris Gray's put a lap on the light blue wheels, and Joe Thompson follows. I can't see Thompson putting a move on in between now and then. Boyle has gone through in 3rd, Polden in 4th, and then this is the battle for 5th. Drayton has it at the moment from, that's Tristan Finocchiaro, number 58. So it's looking like it's going to be a good start to the season. We see 8 and 88. That's Miles Wassley and Jack Reed. And just in behind all of these guys as they're coming up to the line, he's going to be the race winner. Rory Skinner, just on the right of your picture, number 11. The checkered flag's gone out. And Joe Thompson did his best to try and get hold of him at the end there, but it is Rory Skinner that takes the win, the young Scotsman. And in 3rd place behind Joe Thompson will be Jordan Boyle. So, well, it's a good race there between these two. Rory Skinner very happy with that. I'm sure if there was a bit of friction between Skinner and Thompson there, just at the end, one offering his arm out, the other not accepting. Kids, Rory Skinner wins it from Joe Thompson. Jordan Boyle 3rd, Georgina Polden a solid 4th ahead of Daniel Drayton there. There is Rory Skinner, delighted with his victory ahead of Thompson. And in the Nitro newcomers, Shane Faber wins it from TJ Toms and Daniel Booth.
And 3rd position in the Superteens goes to Jordan Boyle. Jordan, that was quite a close race. Georgina was right behind you. Could you feel the pressure off her?
Not really. I was just trying to concentrate on trying to catch up with Joe and Rory, but they're just riding really well, and I got a pretty bad start, so I couldn't go with them. So
a pretty good race, and looking ahead to the next one. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank Artel, my dad, my mum, Paul, Aprilia, Dunlop and Sunsport, and the Benjamin Gorge Foundation.
Second position in the Superteens. Joe, what a close race there between you and Rory. What was it like out there for you?
It was such a tough race. I was trying to get past him every corner, but he had so much speed down the straight, it was just so hard to stay with him. But I'll try my hardest in the next race, but it was just so intense, it was mental.
A really good race. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I would just like to say a big thanks to my dad, because he's given me an amazing bike. It's so quick, but it doesn't stay with Rory because he's so light, but suspension set up so brilliant. I'd just like to say a big thanks to Teesdale Motorcycles, Thompson's Fish Restaurants, Frey Daytona, Derek at Magtune. Big thanks to Ange and Georgina for supporting me. And can I also say thanks to Aprilia, Dunlop and Thundersport. Thanks very much.
Thank you, well done. First position in that race goes to Rory, only just Rory. That was such a close race. We saw you a bit before last year and you showed us the way then. You're really quick, you're really showing the rest of the boys how it's done.
Yeah, I had a really good race with Joe. You just, me and him he tried to pass me every corner. Had a bit of, good start, then tried to pass Joe going up into Druids and got past him in the end, so yeah.
And any sponsors you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank Skinner Motorcycles, Stratheron Tyres, Scott's Bearings, Scott Leathers, Motrack Racing, Thundersport, my mum, dad, Bill and Phil, and Thundersport, and everybody who helps who supports me.
Thank you very much, Rory, well done. Third position in the Nitro Newcomers, Daniel, a great race out there. Your first one, how was it for you?
Yeah, it was difficult keeping up with the rest of the lads, but I managed, and yeah, my bike's running perfectly at the moment, thanks to Motrack Racing. That's it.
That's really great. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my dad, my mum, Motrack Racing, Motor Oil, Shorrock's Motorcycles, London Batteries, Aprilia, Thundersport and Dunlop.
Thank you, well done. Second position in the Nitro Newcomers, TJ, again a first race for you. How is the Super Teen class?
Yeah, it's good. It's a lot different coming up from the 70s because they're a lot lighter, but overall it's really good. I'm really enjoying it.
That's excellent. And any sponsors you'd like to thank for your race?
Yeah, Aprilia, Dunlop, Thundersport, Motrack Racing, U-Save Motorcycle Tyres, Johnson Metals, Skills Direct, Countrywide Windows, K&B Motors, Munchkins Catering, Hillard Commercials, Steve Windsor, SRS Ltd, Mac Tools, and anybody else that's helped me through the season.
And the winner of the Nitro Newcomers, Shane, a brilliant race for you to get the trophy in your hands. We saw you a couple of times last year, a few races at Thundersport. Do you think that gave you an advantage over the other riders?
Not really. I just getting used to the bike, and yeah, it's been a really good first round.
Definitely. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Jordan Favourite Building Contractors, Lynx Cafe, Ash Honda, SRF Electrical Services, Roofing Gear, John Davis, Mum and Dad, Aprilia, Dunlop and Thundersport.
Thank you very much. Well done.
Great stuff. Well, more Super Teen action coming up later, but after the break, join us again for the Bridgestone GP2 Super Twins. Welcome back to the Aprilia Challenge. Brands Hatch, glorious sunshine, blue skies, race 2 for the Dunlop Aprilia Super Teens. This championship that is famous for creating so many superstars in the world of motorcycle racing. Last year, Zach Corduroy, we just saw him going off in the 450s. Who will be crowned champion this year? Well, we're getting a glimpse as to who might be challenging. Number 74 pole man Joe Thompson will look to try and reverse what happened in race 1, because this young man from Perth, Rory Skinner, number 11, took the glory. Jordan Boyle, number 37, was just a little bit off the boil in race 1. Can he close the gap down to these two guys at the front? The Aprilia Super Teen Championship, such great history. One of the most successful one-make series in the world, if not the most successful. You even think back to when Thundersport GB started with their Super Teens. Fraser Rogers was the winner back in 2008, and this year he's competing in his first ever World Supersport Championship. So you win this, you go on to good things. And away from the line we go for race 2 here at Brands. It looks like a decent start from Joe Thompson again, but Rory Skinner is there just hassling him up the inside. But it's going to be Thompson that takes the lead into turn 1. Georgina Polden finished 4th in race 1. She's got another good start there and moves up into 4th place behind Jordan Boyle, much like the first race start for her. As further back we just see Jack Reed, a newcomer for this year, going into Druids for the first time. 58 there, just behind Polden, and 73. 5th and 6th for Tristan Finocchiaro and Cameron Tenzing-Jenkins, 2 riders that were newcomers last year. This is their 2nd season. It's time to show what they've got. And I think you'll find them on the podium quite a few times over the course of this season. But Joe Thompson, so far, of the riders that were racing last year, is showing strongest. He has the advantage ahead of young Rory Skinner from Perth, who has got a catalogue of championships to his name in various other series below this, but really is a talent, number 11. Came to Donington last year and took a win away from Charlie Nesbitt, who was another young sensation, both of them just 12. And Skinner already looking to try and get up ahead of Joe Thompson. There was just under a 10th between them in that last race, and Thompson couldn't quite get there. Can he do it here? Jordan Boyle at the moment in 3rd place there, number 37. His time is not being dropped. He's got his eyes focused on the rear seat unit there of Rory Skinner, and he's managed to break away from Georgina Polden in 4th place. And just behind Georgina is Tristan Finocchiaro. We had a rider go missing on the first lap. I saw from the time screens. I can confirm that that is newcomer TJ Toms, so hopefully he's up and he's okay, whatever happened. And they come around to complete another lap, and this is a good lap here from Joe Thompson, and coming under pressure now in 2nd there, that is number 11 Rory Skinner. But is Jordan Boyle looking to go up ahead of him? No. Boyle with the yellow wheels on his Aprilia, just in 3rd place at the moment, the rider from Verwood. Thompson, Skinner and Boyle, the top 3 in the Aprilia 125s, and there's a rider down over there. My, how on earth has he got over up on there? That's Daniel Drayton. Now that is a big crash. Has he just put himself up there, or has he landed there? He looks hurt. I do hope that he's okay. Uncharacteristic to see him actually off, because he finished pretty much every race last year. Very consistent, but poor Daniel Drayton has gone off, and he looked in a bit of pain as the riders head around there. It was a bit of a wide line from Skinner as he just goes over some cement dust. That's from an earlier incident throughout the weekend, but these are your top 3, Thompson, Skinner and Jordan Boyle. And just seeing to Daniel Drayton's crash, that's over at Paddock Hill. We're on board with Georgina Polden now, and up the inside there, you just got a quick glimpse of a knee slider, the white wheels, and I think they're some sort of Italian colour scheme there from Tristan Finocchiaro, number 58. So he's getting himself up there, trying to challenge Georgina for 4th place, and good on-board footage. These are your top 3 though, still Thompson with the advantage, putting in some consistent lap times, 55.4 at the moment. They're about half a second off a lap record that has stood now for, I think, 4 years in the Aprilia Superteens. Jake Dixon, no less, has the lap record in the Aprilia Superteens around here, 54.8. They're just a few tenths off that at the moment. Further back there is 46, Daniel Booth from Preston, in his first ever race weekend here at Brands Hatch. The top 3 closes up though. They've broken away from the rest of the pack. Polden still just about hanging on to 4th place ahead of Tristan Finocchiaro. There is 39, Joshua Crew, about to be lapped by the leaders, but there's been a change. Skinner it is that has the advantage. It's strange, you know, Skinner looks a lot quicker than Joe into turn 1, but Thompson looks quicker than Skinner into Druids, so they are faster than each other in different parts of the circuit. But what counts is that you're fastest across the line. We're on board with Polden now. She is just behind Finocchiaro, but she's got some great drive out of Graham Hill Bend there, and she's going to go for the long route around the outside up into Surtees. And has she made it stick? I think she might have done. Good move that from Georgina, young lady who started racing just last year. She came from motocross, and she was absolutely hooked to the sport. She didn't attend every round, but the round she did attend, she shone through well, and Georgina Polden surely will feature on the overall podium at some point this year. The top 3 here, well, if there's any hiccups from these 3, then she'll find herself on the podium, but at the moment it's Skinner that leads. Thompson with that wide line and drifting line around this first corner. Further back, that is the battle for 4th place onwards. Georgina Polden ahead of, at the moment, Finocchiaro, Cameron Tenzing Jenkins, Shane Faber and Daniel Booth. Shane Faber and Daniel Booth battling it out for Nitro Newcomer victory. But it is Skinner that has the advantage from Thompson. Jordan Boyle doing very well this race to hang on to their tails. He's lapping the same times as them. There is Cameron Tenzing Jenkins. He did say we were allowed to call him CTJ this season, so we might just do that when we're feeling a bit lazy, but we're fresh because it's round 1 at the moment, and it's looking pretty good for Cameron Tenzing Jenkins there as he tries to close up. But this is the battle for the lead. Skinner it is that leads from Joe Thompson, and then Boyle with the yellow wheels in 3rd place. Don't forget there, Georgina Polden, number 27, in 4th place. She currently leads. She finished 3rd last year in the Buff Women's Championship. She leads it at the moment here at Brands Hatch. So there's plenty of females that compete at Thundersport GP. Georgina at the moment has the advantage over the rest of them. And believe me, it's a championship that they want to win. It got quite feisty last year with 1 or 2 of females that really wanted to win that championship. It was Charlie Oakland that took the glory in the end last year. We're on board again now with Georgina Polden, who's looking to take the Buff Women's Championship. She's got clear circuit ahead of her, but so she's safe and comfortable in 4th. No, she's not, because look who pops up underneath her. It is half English, half Italian, Tristan Finocchiaro, number 58. Good battling going on here, though, for the top 3 as they get themselves in amongst some traffic, and then this the battle for 4th, 5th and 6th. Polden, followed by Finocchiaro and Cameron Tenzing Jenkins. It's Rory Skinner at the moment that looks like he's going to take another win, but anything can happen. Joe Thompson is the young man with the quickest lap time of 55.358. Jordan Boyle still hanging on in there in 3rd place. Further back, Faber and Booth still fighting for Nitro Newcomer win. They are in 7th and 8th place. Thomas Burnett, Miles Wassley, Cameron Fraser, David Ince, your top 12. Looked like Joshua Crew was in amongst them as well. Joshua Crew, in fact, I'm just going to have to double check. Didn't see him go past last time. And there he is. That is Joshua Crew, who's gone down and looks hurt. And there's red flags as a result of that. Red flags have come out. So this race is going to come to an end. And that will be declared, I'm almost certain of that. And that will mean that Rory Skinner is gifted the victory, so it's another win for Skinner. Thompson frustrated as he finishes 2nd, but it's a good weekend all in all. These 2 are going to fight it out for the championship for sure. Boyle there in 3rd, ahead of Polden, Finocchiaro and Tenzing Jenkins. There's your overall podium. The winner, Rory Skinner, ahead of Thompson and Jordan Boyle. And in the newcomers, it's Faber, Booth and Miles Wassley. So to the points. And Rory Skinner has a 10-point advantage going into Donington Park the next round. That's nothing ahead of Joe Thompson, Jordan Boyle, Polden, Faber and Tristan Finocchiaro. And in the Nitro Newcomers, Faber it is with a nice handy lead there going into Donington and his 1st ever weekend ahead of Booth, Toms, Wassley, Reed and Massinger.
3rd position, Jordan Boyle, another trophy in your hands. A really good weekend for you overall.
Yeah, it's been a really good weekend. We've been on the podium in every race, so I'm really happy.
Definitely. Any sponsors you'd like to thank for your weekend?
I'd like to thank Artel, my dad, Paul, my mum, my brother, Aprilia, Dunlop, Thundersport and the Benjamin Gorge Foundation.
Thank you, Jordan. Well done. 2nd position in the Superteens, Joe Thompson. Again, another trophy for you. Close between you and Rory. Do you think you'll be able to get him at the next round?
Well, we've been on the podium all weekend and I got a win yesterday, but unfortunately we couldn't follow it up today. It were a really close racing with Rory, but unfortunately it got red flagged due to obviously an incident. But I were planning to make a move on him, but it was just too late really. Can I just say a big thanks to Teesdale Motorcycles for doing a really good job with us. My dad, because he's done given me a mint bike and just putting up with me and everything. Thompson's Fish Restaurants, heat holders, Daytona boots, Shoeburth helmets, and Georgina. And can I just say a big thanks to Marlo and Joe Sheldon Shaw.
And Rory Skinner stormed in again in 1st place. Rory, a brilliant weekend for you. You must be looking forward to Donington Park.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Donington. It was great racing here with Joe. Really close all weekend. Yeah, and really enjoyed it.
Great results. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank Skinner Motorcycles, Strathern Tyres, Scott's Bearings, Scott Leathers, Motrack Racing, Ian Newton, all at Thundersport, my mum, dad, Bill and Phil, and everybody else who supports me.
And third position in the Nitro Newcomers, Miles. A brilliant result for you, a trophy in your hands. You must really enjoy it here at Brands Hatch.
So yeah, it topped the weekend off. Had problems with the bike all weekend, and yeah, I was really proud of myself.
Definitely, you should be. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank Aprilia, Dunlop, Thundersport, Mum and Dad, and Aqua Construction.
Thank you, Miles. Well done. Second position in the newcomers, Daniel. Again, another trophy for you. A brilliant weekend here at Brands Hatch.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the weekend. I've got a podium each race, so yeah, it's been a good weekend.
Great results. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Motrack Racing, Motor Oil, Shorrock's Motorcycles, Longton Batteries, and Aprilia Thundersport and Dunlop.
And another first position in the newcomers, Shane. 2 trophies in your hands today. A brilliant result. You must really enjoy it here at Brands Hatch.
Yeah, it's been a really good race all weekend. I got four wins, so I'm really happy, really happy.
Definitely. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Jordan and Faber Building Contractors, Links Cafe, Ash Honda, SRF Electrical Services, Roofing Gear, All Insurance Services, Onwards Upwards, Scaffolding, Mum and Dad, John Davis, Aprilia, Dunlop and Thundersport.
Thank you, Shane. Well done.
Cheers. Thanks.
Well, the Aprilias will be back at Donington. Coming up after the break, though, the Bridgestone GP2 Super Twins.